You're not gonna touch me. You're not gonna touch me. Stop. Get off of me, man. Hey, get off of me. Call supervisor, please.
No, thank you. Have a good day.
Police officers are public servants. They use our tax money to enforce the law. But sometimes a few uneducated ones tarnish the whole department's reputation with their action.
For confidentiality purposes of the Department of Human Service, you cannot record him.
You're gonna keep recording me?
broke my property.
I don't care.
Here are 3 times evil cops got humbled by citizens. Just like this first cop who got really aggressive when he saw the camera.
Yo,
Hey, don't you touch me.
Yo,
Don't you
yo,
touch me.
Don't record
Yo,
me.
don't get violent.
Don't record me.
Yo,
Don't record me.
don't get violent.
Don't record me.
Our first case takes us to a probation office at Pawtucket, Rhode Island, where YouTubers conducting a First Amendment audit are questioned by the supervisor.
I'm gonna ask you to leave the office. Okay. Are
now-
you willing to comply with that?
Now that's a personal request.
Yes, I'm asking you to leave the office.
That's a personal request. We're in public. You don't tell us what to do. Are you guys city employees?
I'm asking you to leave the office.
Do you work for the city of Pawtucket?
No, I don't.
Who do you work for?
I work for the state of Rhode Island.
Oh, well, that even better.
That is the city of Pawtucket.
Even better.
So can we
Even
just
better.
make a phone call to the police department? Do we have unwelcome or unwanted guests?
Listen, dude, let me tell you something. This is a public place. Learn your job, okay?
I'm asking you to leave.
That's a
you're
personal.
unwilling to do that.
That's a personal
So
request. We're taking
and I
we're
don't
taking
know-
pictures, and you don't have to know anything.
And I don't know why you're even surveilling or even taking pictures.
Surveilling?
Without even having more than a minute of dialogue, the supervisor calls the police on the auditors, threatening to have them removed from the building.
What's your name?
My name is Mark Moody.
Moody.
Moody, yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Do you know that what we're doing is constitutionally protected activity?
I've asked you to leave.
You don't have to.
We're gonna have the police escort you off the property.
Let's see how that goes.
Mr. Moody is staying true to his name. He doesn't even bother to research the claims of the auditors. Clearly, his ego precedes his logic.
Frank Hollywood, that's me, man. I'm the face of Rhode Island, baby.
You seen us?
You guys do it. I see you guys. I love your YouTube, man.
Thank you,
Watch
man.
All day.
Auditing America.
All in America. I be home high as hell watching you guys.
The best videos, bro.
All day. All
Best
day,
videos in
man.
the country.
Frank Hollywood _1. Give me some clout, baby.
There you go. There you
guys
go.
are real, man.
Thank you, bro.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
So we can't do what?
You can't video it here.
We can't video in here?
No.
Who says?
I'm telling you, you can't.
Who says that?
I'm telling you. This is for. You can't do it. Put
Why?
it down.
Why?
Because I'm just telling you, you can't.
But
Don't
can-
video me. Don't video me. Please don't.
Well, it's too late for that now.
But you need to take that off there, because if you put me on there and I see it anyway, I'm gonna sue you.
Threatening to sue over being recorded as a public servant? He's gonna have a hard time explaining that in court. But all hell breaks loose as this next rowdy cop enters the conversation.
Oh,
Trust
okay.
me.
Yo, are you guys?
You can't do that.
recording
Take
us?
that outside.
Yes, we are.
You gotta take it outside.
Yo,
gotta take
Hey, don't
Yo.
you touch me.
Yo,
Don't you
yo,
touch
don't-
me.
don't record
Yo,
me. Don't
don't
record
get
me.
violent.
Don't record me.
Yo,
Don't record me.
don't get
Don't
violent.
record me.
Yo,
Don't
don't
record
get
me.
violent,
Don't
bro.
record me. Don't record
Don't
me.
you get-
Yo,
Do you
don't
work
record
for
me.
the city?
Did you ask me for permission?
We're in public, man. Relax.
You didn't ask
Relax,
me for no
bro.
permission.
Bro,
You
relax.
gotta take it outside.
Listen, I'm telling you.
Relax.
I'm telling you.
Relax.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Relax. Don't
Yo,
touch me. You guys are assaulting me.
I'm not assaulting you. You gotta take
You guys
it
are
outside.
assaulting me.
You gotta take it outside. You
guys
gotta
are
take it
assault-
outside.
This is a public building. This is a public
No, it's
building.
not. No, it's not.
All right.
Yo, relax.
What could have gone as a peaceful conversation escalates because of one evil cop. These officers quickly circle the auditors as if they're about to get physical.
Okay.
Chill out. Chill out.
Okay.
Who assaulted you?
Excuse me. Yo, hey, watch yourself.
You gotta take it outside. You gotta take it
No,
outside.
leave me alone.
You gotta take it outside.
So why you recording me?
You gotta take it outside.
Look, are you, ma'am?
Who are you?
Let's
Tell
go.
me what to do.
You
Yo,
cannot
bro,
take
gonna
why you
keep
getting-
recording me?
Bro, why you getting violent?
Because you're
Relax.
recording me, bro.
Bro, you're
I'm
important.
telling you, don't record me.
Bro, don't get
record me.
violent, man.
You don't have to record me.
Bro, we're journalists, bro.
You don't have to
Relax.
record me. I don't care who you are.
Yeah,
You don't, did you ask me? Did you ask me?
Calm down.
Did you ask me?
Calm down,
Show me
bro.
how-
Nah, hell no.
Calm down.
I don't care who you are. You ain't recording me like that.
Bro,
Hell
calm
no.
down, bro.
Nah, I'm not gonna come down. Stop recording, and then I'm gonna come down.
There's half a dozen lawsuits that can be filed in the span of this 2-minute footage the auditors recorded. From the random lady stealing their phone, to Officer Feisty behaving more like a gangster than a cop.
For confidentiality purposes of the Department of Human Service, you cannot record here.
You're gonna keep recording
You
me?
just broke my property.
I don't
I'll
care.
make
I
sure.
told you already, don't record me.
Come on.
He stopped recording me, you still recording me.
Look, man, don't do that.
Just take it
him away.
No, take it
You're
outside.
security.
Take it outside. I am security. Take it outside. You cannot
He
record
just
these people in
assaulted
this
us.
building.
He just assaulted us.
You can't record nobody in this building.
Oh my
For
God.
confidentiality purposes, you cannot.
He's just assaulting us.
He didn't touch you.
The cop proceeds to assault the second auditor by knocking the phone out of his hand and breaking it, instead of arresting the female who stole it from him beforehand.
Listen, we can
I
do
don't
this.
care.
We can.
And don't talk about I assaulted you, because I can. Trust me if I have to.
I've got a video.
I don't care you got a video. Did I put my hands on you?
It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does matter. It does matter.
You got
It does
up your
matter.
chest bone.
It does matter. What? I did what?
You got right up on my
So
chest.
I didn't get up on your chest. If I was in your chest, you know it. I'll be up in your shirt.
Is that a
Bro,
threat?
So no, it's a promise. It's a promise.
you're a security officer. Why you guys
Yeah,
so?
no, because you're not supposed to film people in going to the Department of Human Services.
But you have
for
to be
confidential
you have to be
I told you from the get-go, you cannot film here. I said it as nice as you wanted me to say.
Threatening and assaulting is like a reflex for these officers. Is this really what our tax dollars are going towards?
Grabbed my phone and started pushing me back with his hands. That's assault.
Okay.
And I want to press charges against him.
All right, we'll file a report for sure. Is this happened to both of you guys or just one of you?
That happened to me. Well, he didn't
about
take
you?
your phone, did he?
They didn't. Nobody touched me.
The cops arrived on the scene and were pretty cooperative at first, but that wouldn't last long.
Step over here, please.
Am I being detained?
Right now, you are temporarily detained until we investigate what happened.
Crime right now. So.
Okay?
Yeah.
You're not under arrest, but I
So,
need you to.
so what crime? What crime do you suspect me of committing?
We don't know if a crime has been.
Well, that's not how the law works.
Okay.
You investigate first, and then
That's what we're
you
doing.
detain.
Right.
So you can't just say I'm detained right now.
We
That's how
investigate.
it goes.
Okay, just stand here, please.
Listen, you don't tell me what to do.
Apparently, the cops had their laws reversed. They're supposed to investigate first and detain later.
We're
How
not.
are they gonna know?
I
Okay,
don't
she's
know,
a
you guys
domestic violence.
broadcast your videos?
We do, but we're not here to film
you gonna blur
people.
out their faces?
We're here to
We do
film
sometimes.
public
Yeah,
employees.
Sometimes?
Things started to smooth up, and the cops started to have a thoughtful discussion with the auditors.
I understand how
blur
it
out
might be
their face.
uncomfortable for people to come into this
I
building and be
can.
filmed.
I can understand how they'd be uncomfortable. Their uncomfortability doesn't trump my rights.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
I know. Okay,
I'm
so
just telling you
I know.
that
And I didn't say you disagreed. I'm just stating, you know.
we're dealing
I'm
with a lot of
making-
people that are underprivileged and they're victims of things, and you guys make them uncomfortable. Just like sometimes we might make you uncomfortable. You guys make
Did
them
you let them know that it's okay that we can record in that hallway?
We'll let them know.
Yeah.
Well, that was the whole point. I would hope that you would educate, because that way, if they don't know and this happens again, you guys are gonna be out here for no reason again.
Also, let him know if he doesn't want to be on camera, he can go to the back real quick.
It's
Why
uncharted
would-
territory for them. They're exploring it.
But they took a job that worked with the public, so they can't be like, don't film me. I mean, there's cameras all over this
Yes,
building.
but you also got to understand a little bit. There are some confidentiality things around here.
Not in public.
Yeah,
Right,
with
and I was
right.
explaining to him inside the office.
Right.
There's nothing confidential outside in the hallway.
It's a publicly accessible area. So some people might feel uncomfortable, but
Yeah, you
Tough
want me to
luck.
go around? Oh, no, that's okay. All right.
all right, bro. We'll let you do your job, man.
Hey,
You
all
take
right,
care,
man.
bro. It was good
take
meeting you,
care,
man.
And I'm sorry about that, man. I didn't know what
You're
was
good.
going on.
You're good, Papa. Take care.
Eventually, the auditors and the security officers patched things up. The security guard was lucky that the auditors didn't press charges. The last one got a wholesome resolution at the end. But that's not always the case when it comes to egotistical police officers.
Would you like to look at the rules and regulations governing conduct on postal property, sir? Poster 7. You have it posted right outside.
Our second case takes place at the Florence Government Center in Kentucky, where a journalist named Sean was once again practicing his right to film in public spaces. He encounters the chief of police, Tom Grau, who very much applauded his efforts.
Public can go,
Yeah.
not on the doors or knocking in or interfering with anything. But yeah, you're absolutely
Yeah,
you have the right
I'm
to
not
video
doing-
whatever you want. Man.
Yeah, I'm not doing any of
Yeah,
that.
you know, you ain't gonna get me all fired up saying. you
Good.
can't do
I'm
whatever you
glad.
want, you know
I'm
what
glad.
So, the chief doesn't mind journalists filming in public places, but little does he know, his own people seem to have a problem with it. Seems like there's a bit of a gap between his open-mindedness and what happens at the post office next.
You're not allowed to film in here.
I'm not
This
allowed
is
to.
a federal building. You are not allowed to film in here.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you to calm down for a second.
So, but they come to me and they told me that you.
I get it, but
they've
you got.
asked you not to do that.
I get it, but
I'm
you
just
gotta
letting
calm
you know
down. Who are you
You are
first?
not allowed to film in here.
Who are you first?
I'm the closing supervisor.
Closing
You're not allowed
supervisor.
to
And
you
your
are
name?
not allowed to film in here.
And
so
your
I'm
na-
gonna have
and-
to ask you to leave.
And your name?
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Please put the phone down. Stop filming.
The supervisor, in his infinite wisdom, decided that Sean shouldn't be allowed to film, despite it being a public area. Tiffany, the postal clerk, on the other hand, wasted no time in calling law enforcement on Sean.
Boone County Dispatch.
Hi, I'm an employee at the Florence Post Office. I need an officer, please. We have a very unruly person. He's refusing to leave.
Okay. At which post office?
The Florence Post Office, the one at the corner of Turfway and Main Street.
Okay. Is he still in there?
Yes, he's arguing with the supervisor.
Okay.
We're trying to get him just out, and he will not leave.
All right. What's the description of him? What's he wearing?
He is wearing a gray sweatshirt and blue jeans. He has a hat on, black hair, approximately, I would say 5'11", 6 foot.
All right. I will get him on the way.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Looks like these two have a knack for making life difficult for anyone trying to exercise their rights.
I have a right of freedom of press in this country. This is a public building. I know you want to. It's a federal public building.
Please walk out.
I understand what you're saying, but
I'm
not
asking
breaking
you
the.
nicely.
I understand. Well,
You know,
first, you didn't come up to me
the
too
clerks
nice.
Have asked you to not film in here.
Yeah. Why
And
would
you
that be?
continue to do it because it's a federal building. You're not allowed to do that here at the post
Why?
office.
I'm just asking
So
you why.
Please step out.
Why can't I film in here?
Come on.
The supervisor's poor behavior will come back to bite him. Luckily, Sean was smart enough to lead the supervisor to a sign that clearly stated filming was allowed on the postal office premises.
Right here. Photographs for news, advertising, and or commercial purposes. Photographs for news purposes may be taken in the entrances, lobbies, and foyers and corridors of the post office, sir.
Have you
This is a
produced
federal
it?
law.
Now you're telling me that you are an independent journalist. Can
That
I
is
see
correct.
Can I see your identification to prove that?
Well, everybody has. It wouldn't matter. I could make something up at UPS. I can make a business card at UPS. I am an independent journalist.
Okay.
We all have.
all I
You
asked
can be
you
an
to do
independent
was
journalist. Again, would that be considered a lobby?
Proven wrong, the supervisor simply walks away, revealing his own lack of legal knowledge. Seems like he needs a refresher course on the laws he's supposed to enforce.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. And I just showed you a federal law that says I'm permitted to do so.
Okay,
And yet you still want to go against federal law.
I'm just asking you. I've asked you to step out.
Why would you want to go against federal law?
okay.
You're a federal employee, correct? You're supposed to follow federal law.
Soon, law enforcement officers arrived at the scene, and the officer didn't seem particularly interested in upholding Sean's right to film. It's a shame that those tasked with enforcing the law seem to forget about the First Amendment.
My thing is I get you're doing a story. I get that. But they're conducting business.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not interfering with that. Like, I'm not.
And then you're not interfering with that, but this is their place of employment, and you gotta realize that. I'm sure you have a full-time job.
This is my full-time job.
Oh, okay.
Sean had to educate yet another clueless cop on the do's and don'ts of citizens' rights. He pointed out the poster that clearly stated filming was legally allowed, schooling the officer on the very laws he's supposed to uphold.
Read right here. This is actually federal law. It's not just some poster. I know it looks like that, but it's actually attached. It's actually federal law. So this is the rules and regulations governing conduct on postal property. And if you see here, photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances, lobbies, and foyers, corridors.
Corrected, the officer then went to the supervisor to ask for his side of the story, and the supervisor's reaction was quite telling. He resorted to blatantly lying, seemingly more convinced with saving face than telling the truth.
He's walking around and he's filming people standing at the counter and stuff like that. And I asked him to step out in the lobby.
Okay.
You know, I said, I'm going to ask you to leave.
Mhm.
I kept asking him to leave. Well, I'm not leaving.
Right.
So, and I'm like, sir, and he goes, well, I can show you over here where I'm allowed to film.
Mhm.
Yes, you're allowed to film.
Mhm.
But you can't film the clerks standing back there. You can't film any transactions because we'll say if you're standing there trying to do something and he's filming over your shoulder, get your PIN number. You know, anything
Not-
like that.
Not arguing there.
So, and I'm like, sir, can't do that.
Mhm.
So then that's when they called you guys.
The supervisor's story was a complete fabrication. He tried to pin filming transactions on Sean, which was a total lie. It's pretty despicable how he'd stoop so low to deflect from his own screw-up. But not only him. A female officer also chimed in, claiming Sean never talked to the chief and in fact was making it up.
My take on it, he was already at our
Yeah,
police
'cause
department.
He
and-
said something, he said, I've already talked to your chief, and I was like,
No, he wasn't.
was
He
like,
didn't
oh
talk to the
God.
chief. He tried to bait the chief. The chief didn't fall
Yeah.
for it. And he said, you know, record wherever you want. He said you can walk around the whole building. You know, I mean that kind of
Yeah.
thing. So we've been kind of given a heads up on him.
Mm-hmm.
So as long as we'll explain that to him.
Yeah.
The less annoyed you act, the less reaction he'll get.
And then I asked him, I said,
If she only knew that her chief was well aware of what Sean was doing. It's just sad how some cops view us. No wonder so many innocent people end up behind bars. But luckily, another officer was on call with the chief and came to correct his fellow officer in time.
Lieutenant and chief was talking to him. So he's already been to our department.
That's what she was telling me.
So here's the thing. As long as he's walking around filming, there's nothing we can do. But when it comes to where he's starting to interfere with business.
That's what he was doing. That's what he was explaining. Is that he was coming up to the counter and recording transactions, recording type transactions.
The supervisor, along with the female officer, clearly needed a lesson in citizens' rights.
So if he records, and everyone's like, "Why don't I?" You know, people always have this thing. They're like, I didn't sign anything." Like, doesn't matter.
You're in a public place.
You're in a public place. Oh, absolutely, I would. Absolutely, I would. But
if I
I'm just
ask
letting
him
you.
to leave, does he?
You
We. I mean, this is a
It's public.
public, and he can be here and record. But hopefully, our thing is to let him come in here and record, as long as he's not recording transactions, and let him be on his way. Because my thing is he's. I mean, he is wanting your reaction, and he's wanting to post this. So.
151.
Just I know it's.
Your rights are your rights. Period.
Yeah, but
Regardless
people
of
have
how.
Oh yeah, that's El Rio Grande on.
But listen, but we are going to tell him that as long as he's not up close recording the transactions, then he's allowed to be in this lobby and in the hallway recording.
After deciding what to say to Sean to avoid a scene, the officers approached him, seemingly more interested in trying to assert authority than actually being right.
How you doing today?
So we told them, and you know, you're allowed to be in here. You're allowed to record, just like you were at the city building. But I mean, you can go in there and take your time. You can record whatever. But the one thing that we're asking you is you cannot record the transactions.
Oh, I'm well aware of that.
Okay.
Sean succeeded in turning the tables at the post office. His little lesson was a reminder that knowing your rights can turn any situation around. But Sean wasn't the only journalist to encounter such clueless cops. Our next case really pushes the boundaries of just how dense law enforcers can be.
Get off of me, man. Hey, get off of me.
In our next case, another journalist is at the Employment Commission in Norfolk, Virginia, to exercise his First Amendment right to film public areas and promote transparency and accountability in government. He encounters a security guard from Allied Universal who asks him to stop filming, citing privacy concerns.
You gotta go.
What'd you say?
I said you gotta go.
Who are you?
You gotta go. The boss said you have to go. Come on.
Who are you? Allied Universal?
Yes.
And your name?
Come on.
Come on, what?
So you one of them.
Why are you saying I'm one of them?
I'm one of them. I wanted to be like recording it. I be watching a lot of videos. I see this, but you making people feel real uncomfortable.
However, the guard remained resolute, refusing to budge even though the journalist's arguments were sound. In a surprising turn, he decided to escalate the situation by dialing 911 on the journalist. He doesn't realize it yet, but he may end up in court soon himself.
It is all day. And while you working, would you be cool with that?
No one did that to you.
Something public.
If I'm like this, man, come on, man, just answer the question.
I'm trying to answer it, but I'm trying to say that, again, if I'm in a public place and I'm doing public things and somebody is publicly putting their phone in my face,
they don't like
I can ask them to not do that, and then if they don't respond to it, then again, I can...
Or if they don't like it, nobody don't like it.
But right now, what he's doing right now is, I think, for the public good.
The guard's behavior was considered intrusive and unsettling by onlookers. He started talking trash and mocking the journalist, even shoving his phone in a visitor's face. However, he quickly learned his lesson when the visitor schooled him with ease.
I think there's some policies that are in place that are keeping people from doing the right thing just because they don't understand what is righteous, what is good. So that's why I was trying to explain. I don't know him personally, but I know he has the right to do what he's doing, and if it's making people feel uncomfortable, then I think it would be the manager's job to help explain that, hey, this is a public accessible facility, and if they're doing things that are...
Take it outside.
Well, he has...
At this point, the supervisor jumped into the fray. Despite the visitor's attempts to explain citizen rights and the potential public benefit of the video, the supervisor adamantly refused to listen. He rudely confronted the journalist, demanding that he leave the premises.
I can hold you accountable, sir. Can I get your name?
I asked you nicely to step outside.
Okay. And nicely, I'm going to tell you that I'm just going to continue to exercise my rights, sir.
Okay, that's fine.
But sir, just so you're...
Trying to dodge the camera, probably knowing it could screw up their job, the supervisor suddenly announces that the office is closed, even though there are still people around. Then, to top it off, the guard shoves the journalist out, which is just plain messed up. This behavior is totally out of line and shows a complete lack of respect for the public and the journalist's rights.
Please don't lock the door. As a citizen, I'm asking, please don't lock the door.
Excuse me.
Our office is closed at the present
They're
time.
not closed. You have members of the public in there. Don't do this. Don't do this.
The office is closed
It's
at the
not
present
closed.
time.
It's not closed. It's not closed. We need to hold you accountable.
I want the door shut. I want it shut, and I want it...
You're not going to touch me. You're not going to touch me. You're not going to touch me. Stop. Get off of me, man. Hey, get off of me.
Eventually, officers arrive on the scene, and the journalist recounts what happened moments earlier. The visitor, who was also locked out, stands as a witness to the events.
And help them understand that what they're doing is unlawful. Because if they're discriminating against him just for this fact that he's in a public area, as far as I can tell, he was not violent, he's not using profanity, he's been incredibly polite.
This was exactly what he was doing. He was upstairs, knowing it's like it's small upstairs. So everybody's walking, and he's just like this. Everybody's walking.
Terrible man I am, right?
I'm coming in, I'm hearing this, I'm hearing that, so that's why they told me to call the police. Then they told me to lock the doors, which that happens.
But I encouraged him to look at what the Constitution is, and even was talking to the supervisor. They did not give me their names. They were even me. Like, just the fact that I was...
I have no idea who this man is. He was just here.
In an attempt to cover up his rudeness, the guard shifted the blame to the visitor, falsely claiming that he and the journalist were in cahoots. Can you believe the audacity? The journalist has it all on video, yet this is the way he's being treated, blamed and accused, while the real aggressors try to cover their tracks.
He came in yesterday asking the same questions a lot. He did this yesterday. They know each other.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fine, and that's irrelevant.
You're lying. You need to have evidence of what you're saying. Just because I'm asking similar questions, again, I have a knowledge that you do not have. That doesn't make me better than you. But if you're going to accuse me of knowing this person when you have no evidence or facts of that,
the journalist demanded the guard's arrest, citing the unacceptable behavior of harassing anyone he sees. The security guard's actions resulted in a conviction under Virginia law. The security guard was charged with assault, highlighting a lack of police protection. He should have de-escalated the situation and refrained from physical contact. Looks like we've stumbled upon a bunch of cops who missed the memo on citizens' rights, proving that there are truly sour apples in the bunch. Remember, knowing your rights is the best defense against these types. Share this video to spread the word, and stay tuned for the next installment. Who knows, it might be right up your alley. But until then, this is Detective Mystery, signing off, and hoping these cops brush up on their law books.